Alright, let's rewatch the intro. Prime Studios. Oh yeah, I think this ship is a thing in the second chapter of Age of Wonders. I'm Merlin. I'm
God,
seafaring.
our last stronghold destroyed. We are hunted upon every clime, hated on the most remote isle. The gods abandon us. Queen Julia and her elves talk of aid, but do nothing. Humanity is doomed to extinction.
Merlin! There, to the east!
Ooh. Dragons.
Help support! Ready? Fire!
No!
Merlin. You are safe here.
Where am I?
Come. The world is out of balance. The wizard's circle in Evermore is broken, and its wizards rage upon the earth with the same raw forces that created her. I, Gabriel, am all that remains to protect the wizard's throne. I dare not leave this place, and yet I do not know why my wizards have forsaken me. They must be stopped before all is destroyed. Master each sphere of magic. Only a human can restore balance to the circle and the world. Arise. Your initiation begins. For your people, all people, restore the Age of Wonders.
Alright, I don't know if it's explained in the first game. Like, 1. Is there a circle of mages? 2. How do humans have some kind of predestined thing to be restorative power to the Age of Wonders? Humans were barbarian folks, just came from nowhere and killed a lot of elves. Now there's a circle of mages, now there's human, how do I call him? General of mages? Elder? And human is human is an extinction. And this guy just arrives, only humans can save Age of Wonders. I don't understand Age of Wonders some kind of magic age when magic still exists. However, how are we humans? What role do we play in that? And one thing I must notice after the first game, they did bring a lot darker tones in this game. Not as just story narrative, I mean art.
Cosmos tutorial.
First game was a little brighter in the interface. It's a little more like light marble, dark marble, brownish.
Heed my words, Merlin, and you shall learn the path to the wizard's throne. I, Gabriel, shall guide you and give you the power to master each sphere of magic. But first you have much to learn, and there is little time. Learn to gather sources of magical power. Let this mana flow through you. Allow it to inspire your mind, and over time you shall learn new spells. Or if you choose, focus these energies inward to learn skills of power.
So outward is spells, inward is skills.
The races of your world do not cooperate
Huh.
easily, but you will need them. You must be sensitive to each group and balance their needs and demands with your own. Do not be idle. Teach your people to be industrious. Build tools, fortifications, and structures of power. Instruct them to expand over the face of the land. Lift them up, and they will help you expand your own domain by building monuments that enhance your abilities. Even the greatest of all structures,
The Wizard's Tower. And I remember there was a lot of emphasis on Wizard's Towers and heroes walking on the map. I still need to learn it. They did change a lot in the interface. They added a lot of purple, to be precise, and they structured magic a little more concisely. Okay, I'm starting with Archons, I guess. General, I think, is a skill. Velvet drapes. So this game is much more smoother. I'm still talking about interface. First the boring part of interface. Take a look at the three windows across the bottom of your screen, starting with the far left. Events window. I'm not sure how I feel about blue. It's too dark. Contrast is really low. Actually, contrast is not so bad, it's just not really readable. Events window lists all important events that are currently within your range of sight. If you click on one of the events listed in the window, it will send to your main window or in place where the event occurred. Below the list of events are three icons with some numbers next to each. The pile of gold shows gold and gold income. The next icon, a deep blue crystal, represents your total stored mana and income. The last icon, a bright blue and white star, represents your current total number of magic casting points for this turn. Every time you cast a spell, it consumes casting points equal to the spell's mana cost. Tutorial, I think, is actually an introduction how much better than the first game. Main options, you probably noticed the 5 icons to the right of where your magic options appear. Those ones. These icons from top to bottom present the magic options, object options, realm options, diplomatic options, and game options. The magic options automatically come up whenever you don't have anything else selected. Lastly, we have a minimap window. Actually, we don't talk about this right now, yeah? So, this part, this is just something mod-like. Yeah, this purpose is one thing. So this is kind of menu which interacts with area to the left. Sidebar on the right, if you think about it. You can click on any part of the minimap to send to your main window on that part of the map. If the map supports both surface and cavern levels, there will be a tab at the top of the minimap. Clicking on either surface underground tab will change your main window to show that level. I can't interact with anything right now. In Nature Wonders 2 Wizard's Throne, still it's all about magic. When the game starts, the middle panel will show your wizard's portrait, flanked by buttons for your spell book and research. Spell book. The left section shows the spells you're currently casting. The spells button brings you to the spell book and research book. The right section displays the spells you're currently researching and also shows the number of turns it will take before the spell is researched and can be cast. First, click on the research button to open the research book. Here you can see all the spells you can currently research. Select the spell that interests you. Holding the mouse over the spell will show its description. I need to hold the mouse over. Don't click. Don't worry too much about which one you should pick, as you won't need them in this tutorial. Then click on the spells button to open the spell book. Skill spells. So yeah, this game introduced to skills you can research. I think the previous game you have only spells. Yeah, in previous game, spellbook was pretty much Master of Magic's Q. Master of Magic Q. Magicus Q. Yeah. Oh, so it shows in the bottom the info. There's not like any narrative description, just torrential rains flood the lands but leave your cities unharmed. I will research Conqueror. Here you can see all the spells you have researched and can cast. Spells are divided into 3 types. Global spells can be cast on the world map. Unit spells can be cast on the world map and during combat. Combat spells can just be cast during battles. Cast the spell Magic 7 to summon this helpful unit. The summoning will take 1 round. You will get a message in the event window when it's done. So first select Magic 7, then click on Merlin's character in the map to learn about the world map and movement. Whee! Summons a small and obedient spirit. So starting from this game, I guess you have really big problems with portraits of heroes and units, I guess. The first game was a really hand-drawn style, like many beautiful art things. I really like the strategic map, where you actually go from mission to mission using the book, which tells you things. You can list the pages and see descriptions of the race which you discover. Here all the strategy is like you have magic orbs with the research magic. I think Shadow? How is this expansion is called? Shadow of something. There was a map, and I think it was enclosed the first game. I don't remember if there was a book. Main window and movement. This is where all the important stuff in Age of Wonders 2 is carried out. You can left click on most anything on the main window, from units to cities to windows to magic nodes, to bring up more information in an object. Most of the time this new information will appear in the box that places your magic option window. Oh, so that's what it's called, object window. I call this main window. You'll notice that you can only see a small portion of the map. The rest of it is blackened or grayed out. The black areas represent areas of the map that you have never explored. The grey areas represent parts of the map that you have explored, yet you have no units or cities that are currently within visual range of that spot. Now move Merlin to the bridge. Oh yeah, still using left click to confirm my movement. It's not really fast moving window. I think it's much more easy to use minimap for that. It's like delay before it starts moving. Interesting actually. I don't know why they did this. So Merlin was washed ashore. I guess he hadn't any magical capabilities before that. Oh yeah, and I like this event thing somewhat a little better than the third game. In the third game it's convenient with just some list that goes from top to bottom. You can list and clicking for this one. Place and the interface screen. And here we have really low contrast, however, you can just click between them here. I don't know, it's just like have some space dedicated to them, not just hovering thing. Like we tried to take a lot of interface windows in the third game, and many things just hovering there. It's like a trend, I guess. Heroes. A hero waits you at the end of a bridge along with 4 elemental units. Heroes are the most important powerful units you will command. They can cast unit combat spells, learn new skills after defeating enemies, and wield items of great power. Roar! While you don't begin each scenario with a hero, in most cases you will usually have a chance to recruit one fairly quickly, based upon your wizard's reputation. The better your wizard's reputation, the easier it is for him to attract heroes. Probably the most important function of heroes is that they extend your wizard's domain beyond what it usually reaches. I remember is the hero's wizard reputation in the third game. Each hero radiates a small sphere of domain that allows your wizard to cast spells nearby. This will let you cast enhancements of heroes' parties, summon creatures to his aid and cast spells in battles distant from your wizard's current city. I think with your game you can cast spells on any army, even if heroes are not present. Yeah, they gave a lot of flexibility in the third game. This will let you cast Did you read that? Yeah. When you select Merlin and then move the mouse over the hero party, you will see the mouse cursor change to the talk icon. You can hire the party for a fee. Sign the party up by moving Merlin to the hero. Sign the party up. To engage with talk icon, I guess. Welcome to Evermore. Your initiation begins. Oh, they even put a message here. A sign. Merlin, I created this island specially for you. I knew you would be washed away from your flying ship, attacked by dragons. Who knows, maybe it was dragons. I sent? Maybe. Elmer, a beautiful elven someone. Elf priest. Elf priest, cool. They give me elf priest right from the beginning. Not just some like vassal or soldier. I think it's level 2. Can I? Yeah. Using cameras hard. I can't get this camera. It's a phone in a very weird structure. Built from books and box of cleanness. Anyway, accept. Units. You now have a new party of units under your control. Units have 6 base statistics that describe their strengths and weaknesses. The attack statistic describes how effectively units attack are in slipping past the enemy's defenses. Damage is a potential amount of damage that a unit can do when it strikes its target. The higher the defense value, the easier it is for a unit to dodge incoming physical attacks. The higher the resistance value, the easier it is for a unit to withstand incoming magical attacks. Like for defense, they give you dodge, like shield, or for your armor to take the amount of blow. Force. Hit points are a simple representation of how much damage the unit can take before dying. Move points describe the amount of distance the unit can travel per turn, both on the Verland map and in combat. Each unit also has a list of abilities next to their name. All units have some kind of movement ability, such as walking, and some form of offensive ability, like strike or archery. We're still keeping here the strike thing, like skill. In the third game we just list what type of attacks units have and what type of damage these attacks do. Beyond this common thread, however, abilities vary greatly from unit to unit and race to race. For more units, including morale, upkeep, alignment and skill ranks, please refer to the user manual. Yay, buddy, let's join our forces and do some great things, I guess. I still have 8 armies. Gosh, you're trying to do 3-dimensional stuff here. Like, these icons are like deleted. Units go out from the borders of these squares. It's a neat detail for design actually, like they have a place where put in and how they can go out of borders. It's like a small box with dilation there to just put a volume heaven, some figure, 3-dimensional figure to it, just for it to hold it up there. Like, imagine just lying on the table. Where some figures are sorted. Cities. Cities are the most important part structures in the land. The bottom panel displays a production queue information about the city's income. Oh gosh, I think my data still says HU What is 1. No, it's too late. The panel on the left of the screen displays the city's options spread over 3 tabs. Unit structures and miscellaneous, I guess. The panel on the right shows city information. Could it actually show this information when you actually click on this city? I don't have a Wii U reference. As the town grows, it will have more options to build advanced units and defenses. See the city production table in the manual for more details. The amount of turns a production takes to build depends on its cost and production points of the town. If a structure costs 100 gold, for example, and the town has 20 production points, it will take 5 turns to build. For now, let's set a couple of productions for the coming turns. This is done by clicking the icons in the left panel. Now move the hero party to the magic vault near the river. Yeah, now I see the interface. They tried to minimize everything. They even kept this interface and made it even smaller, just putting all the information in the left part. So here we have buildings, what the town has built. Oh wait, what's the difference? Barracks with the towers. Oh, that's general information like production, town population, gold income. It gives me 41. Like, it's actually very convenient. It's very easy to see all this. Crop fields? Wait a moment. It doesn't show the area of the town, how far it spans. Here I can sell stuff. Can't sell the town level 2. I can't sell her level 3. This is not necessary here, I can't sell any of this information. It shows when growth will be, like in 26 turns. I guess that might be different based on the structures you have, like some of them can bring you more population growth, I guess. Size, population, that's very neat information, though this button is excessive in this panel. And here raise, loot, produce housing, produce merchandise. Inconvenient stuff it is information just like on the very bottom. You have always to move your eyes from wherever you are, what you read into the bottom. Okay, so not doing anything here, it will be necessary. Walk on the vault to learn the freeze water spell. The magic vault contains arcane power that will instantly teach you a new spell. This undefended magic vault contains a freeze water spell that will get you all the river, blocking your passage to the east. To cast the spell, click on the spells button, select freeze water and position the target and glow over the river, then click the left mouse button. This game had a lot of terraforming spells, which were very neat. I don't even know if the first game had. Here like we showed this from the beginning. Also, the first game didn't have any magical vaults that teach you anything you wanted, I guess. Vaults to Ascension spell. Knowledge Bureau of Magical Traps. Status explored. The art is neat. Okay, actually, what I thought about art of units? Yeah, it's not like hand-drawn beautiful stuff that was in previous game. You had like this big picture with all stuff written. Here's everything small. Magic Strike, Fire Strike, Fire Immunity, Cold Weakness. Yeah, you don't have this pop-up windows, you again have this thing on the bottom. It's not very convenient actually. Execute. Oh my gosh, it doesn't have any prompt on executing this stuff. Sheesh. Alright. What I wanted to actually notice, the very cool thing, we have old style figures. That's so awesome. It did pretty good job on the font. In first game, everything about font was so-so. They had beautiful actual letters, still numbers were very hard to read. It's beautiful, they decide to make old style figures, it's awesome, just perfect. Your spell is ready now. When pressing the cast button it will trigger. Spells like summon spells require targeting. You can target the spell anywhere within your magical domain, which is indicated by the blue dots. For summon magic servant, it is best to target the spell at your hero party so the magic servant can join with the tutorial quest. Go ahead and select the target for a spell. And the effects are so neat. Okay, freeze water and you'll have to wait one turn. Freeze water ready. Cast. The elemental conflux. I guess it's a general idea of all the elements that this game has. The spheres of magic. Magic is subdivided into 6 specific spheres in one general sphere. Cosmic. Each of these spheres represents a certain aspect of the universe, ranging from the powers of death and life to raw elemental fury. Cosmic. The energy of the spheres manifests itself through power nodes. They are the most important power source for wizards. Nodes typically generate 10 power, but a node of your specific sphere will generate 20 power. Flag each of the nodes to get information in the sphere. You can examine your sources of power from the Power tab in the Magic Options panel, is realm options. Actually, center active power, I see. Merlin, Elm, power 15 event, research 7, mana 8. You can't distribute it here though, how in the first game it was. Enhancement. Life, fire, earth, death, water, air. Oh, I tried to be like counterpoint here. Air, earth, life, death, fire, water. Gosh, it's very pretty. Magic domains. Your wizard can cast spells on the overland map and in any combat that takes place within his domain. A covered border encircling your wizard represents your domain. To expand your domain, you can move your wizard into a city that possesses Wizard's Tower. Wizard's Tower are easily recognizable in cities by the huge spiraling tower protruding from the city center. As long as your wizard remains in the city of his domain, will be greatly expanded. You can build expansions to Wizard's Tower to further increase your domain. If you find that your domain is too withdrawn from the frontline combat, you may need to construct a new Wizard's Towers and city closer to your enemy. So, third game lost this. You can't build a new Wizard's Tower just to expand your domain. However, you can cast magic spells any way you want, but if your hero is not present in the army, the thing will cost doubles. Or if not any hero present there will cost doubles. I don't remember this mechanic precisely. Here's also expand your wizard's domain to be exact, will allow your wizard to cast spells within your hex radius over here on the overland map. This includes both combat and overland spells. For this purpose, here is invaluable for leading offensive strikes into enemy territory, especially into an wizard's domain. Now, Merlin, in order to proceed, you must challenge me personally. Walk towards the watermill. Gabriel, friend wizard, come let us unite as in the circle of evermore. Oh, here's like even animation here. Oh, if you could support him, the animation shows I think the magic alignment over here, like this purple stuff, it's cosmic. Background. Merlin was once a young king, schooled by the keepers in the ways of Odin life. Keepers was an elven thing which tried to preserve balance between all races, like peace. They try to preserve peace. So they thought, humans are barbaric, this comes. However, some of them may be nice. Anyway, we must preserve them. It's not our idea to kill everyone and like revenge our kings and queens' death. Kings. Queen was killed by another elven cult. Dark elves. Right. But his reign was cut short by a catastrophe, as the seas leaped beyond their bounds and swallowed half his kingdom, while the earth pitched back and forth swallowing others. His palace was ripped from its foundation with whirlwind. And fires fell from heaven to destroy what remained of his people. Like, imagine cities like kingdom with many miles in span, and that's like some planet cataclysm. Wow. As the elements combined against his people, Merlin embarked upon a journey to the one land, seemingly calm amid the rolling Earth, the land of his forefathers, the Valley of Wonders. Valley of Wonders. I need to better understand the story of this game. Merlin never made it, and thus begins our story. Yeah, he never made it. Good. Doing new stuff. Moving on. Diplomacy. Before you can attack me, you must declare war on me. To bring up the diplomacy window, click on the diplomatic option button. In the lineup of visits, your visit is always pictured at the far left, and each subsequent visit you meet will fill an empty spot. The color of the drapes around each visit portrait represent their banner color. Whenever diplomatic options come up, your visit is selected by default. Underneath each other visit's portrait will be a description of the select visit's diplomatic stance towards them, such as war or peace. If the line below visit's portrait is blank, you have no diplomatic relations with them yet. The middle window will by default display information on your visit when you bring up the diplomatic options. The left half of the window will display your visit's reputation. Okay, you bring diplomatic options, display information. Reputation, alignment, sphere, whose control may visits player or computer, and what skills they possess. You can click on the info. Okay. Alright, it's quite abrupt scrolling. Like the only last line, like fully visible line, present the beginning of next scroll window. Page, scroll page. You can click on the info button for more information on visits famous or infamous deeds and his background story. The right half of the window will display a list of each race available in that scenario, with a face next to each race represent your race reputation of that race. You can click on each race for more information of why they like or dislike you, along with their background story. Selecting a visit and clicking on negotiate will make two columns appear. The column on the left represents the diplomatic assets. The column on the right represents your path's opponents. You can rearrange trades, gifts, demands, and pacts all from the screen. To put something on the table, double click on it and highlight it and hit add offer and add request. To take something off the table, double click on it or highlight it, and remove button will pop up in the middle window. Every type of transaction has a mana cost involved, which will be shown above the offer. A helpful advisor will appear in the middle window, giving you the odds of how successful your proposal will be. I'm not sure this thing is present in the third game, this advisor. Once you've arranged a proposal, if you've got the required mana for it, hit send, otherwise end negotiation by hitting cancel. Visits with similar alignments to yours are easy to deal with than visits of opposing alignments. Your visit's reputation also has an impact upon how easy it is to successfully negotiate with other visits. While alignment is determined at the start of a scenario, reputation varies depending upon the actions a visit has taken in that scenario. Third game switches alignments depending on your deeds. Doing more good things or bad things, like releasing new cities as vassals or raising the cities. or migrating them. Now select me Gabriel and click on Declare War to do so. Okay, that's not really cool because it's all information and you don't have any point of reference. Treasuries, cities, heroes, quests, diplomacy, declare war. Oh wait, negotiate, alliance, Gabriel offers. Yeah, let's accept alliance. Now, let's make war with him. Declare war. Since you cannot heed my warnings, perhaps you will heed my sword. Because you know we're all mages here, and sword what we usually do when declaring war. It is time you paid for your chaos. I shall bring to bear the full weight of a wizard's throne upon thee. It's funny how they made all these standard default messages of any AI and any scenario map in this narrative-driven story. Sure. Combat. If you send your hero to medication, you will be asked where you want to command the battle or let the game simulate it. That's funny how tutorial still described from the point of Gabriel, though it is like in-game and out-of-game. Explain interface and like in-game stuff of what you're becoming and what you're doing. Select yes to command the battle and the combat will begin. The defenders get to move first, so the first thing you will see is my magic servant attacking your units. I will also cast a mild spell on you. When that is over, your turn will start. Your turn begins with a unit selected by default. You may move this unit or select another unit to move. When a unit is selected, you can see its stats and abilities in the bottom panel. The abilities tell you what you can do with the unit. Highlighted abilities can be used by clicking on them. Range attacks like shoot, javelin can be fired on target by clicking on them. Once to see information of the attack and the second time to fire. Oh yeah, like in the previous game you have to double click on the unit to see what's going on. In the third you just need to move cursor to see how things will go. However, you don't need to click for just information. Again, I couldn't explain this on the battle map itself. Or maybe the battle UI didn't allow these pop-up messages to appear. And no. A unit can melee an enemy only if they have a strike ability. When you move a unit, you will see different colored icons in the movement path as it gets longer. These indicate how many attacks the unit can make after moving, whether melee or ranged. Green indicates 3 attacks, yellow indicates 2, and red indicates 1 attack can still be made. I don't remember how it's realized in the first game. In addition to the skills of your units, your wizard can help turn the tide of a battle by casting spells into it. Selecting the spell icon on the right will open your spellbook to the combat spells, which in addition to your unit spells you can use as long as the combat occurs within your magical domain. Right. Some spells can be cast on enemies, summon your own units, and some affect the entire combat. Hold the mouse of a spell to get information on it and click on it to begin casting it. When you move all your units, press the Enter button to make to the next round of battle. Experiment with your units spells and do your best to defeat opposing forces. And I think, isn't it a lot of information? It all makes sense, however, just like a lot of text, really a lot of text. Do you wish to command this battle? Oh, there are no just like automatic big button, there's just no button. No, yes. You could do this automatically, like there was a lot of description like how battle works, what happens. Like I will move an attack with my magic sprite. Instead I could just click no, everything automatic, everything wasn't needed at all. All this explanation, you could just miss it. magic bolts. So yeah, just click on them, it's like you activate melee. For anything else you need to click magic bolts. Oh yeah, I missed everything. Cool. Okay, well, melee strikers. Whoa. Alright. I think you can somewhere control speed of a battle. Unit movement, fast. But a safe, smooth companion. Sits where camera movements are fluid and instant. I'll make smooth. Auto move. You can learn anything about it. How to save, send on events, shop intro. You don't need to see intro anyway. Now I think so, yeah. Game password. Interesting. Yeah, I think it's something from the first game. Oh, this fast combat or statical? No. Sound, stuff. Video. Alright, there's no any 640. How do you call it? 480 Pi. And now resolution switches. Spellcasting, what do I know? Cosmic Ray. Wait, what? I don't have any mana for that. I can heal though a unit. So yeah, she possesses Cosmic Spray. For 18 mana she has only 10. Oh, it's probably not dependent on the heroes, like we don't have our own magical spellbook like in the third game. Eight, 10, 10. Can protect by a hero. And he's going to the void. Good work in defeating me. This is no great tragedy to wizards are immortal. When defeated they get pulled into the void, but as long as they own this tower they will respawn there the following turn. Press enter and you will see me respawn at my nearest wizard tower. Then you can press the next unit button to focus on your party. And go through the teleporter circle across a bridge from the water mill. You can find the next unit button to the button right of the screen. Next to the next turn button. So many next words. He has a ballista. Wow. Yeah, he is far away. Teleport to the next phase. Oh my gosh. Alliances. Before we go on, we should create an alliance again. Gosh. So I can help you in the final task. Your wizard doesn't always need to be at war with every other visit in the vicinity. While permanent alliances are not always possible depending upon the scenario's victory conditions, you still do not need to be at the simultaneous war with everyone. Negotiating with our wizards. When you meet another wizard with default diplomatic stance, you take towards them is unknown. In this stance, you can freely move between war and peace. If you wish to engage with enemy wizards in war, simply start attacking their parties, cities and other holdings, whatever. If you wish to arrange a peace, you must contact them directly or ask for it. Clicking the Now Visits portrait will bring up the vital information in the middle window, and the text underneath each portrait will shift to show that visits various diplomatic stances. The right half of the middle window will show a short list of diplomatic options. Typically, the only two options shown here will be Declare War and Negotiated. Declare War does exactly what the name implies. If you wish to declare war, highlight it, then hit the select button, double-click the entry. Simple as that. Otherwise, highlight and hit select or double-click on the Negotiate entry to bring up more diplomatic options. Because you called it on yourself. To accept the alliance proposal, simply click on Accept. Yep. She gained a level, not their own gaining a level. Interesting, they like give you random things here and gain a level, like almost in the Heroes games. When Age of Wonders 3 you have to choose from a lot of stuff. Actually no. I think game is configurable, like do you get a lot of stuff, do you get not a lot of stuff right from the beginning. Still, that's a lot of stuff. Like, it could be a lot of stuff, it could be just a lot of stuff. Improve the morale for units in the party, or spellcasting. We'll do spellcasting and see how cosmic rays work. In our next battle, if there will be one. Resources. Next to the teleport you will see a number of resources lying around. Each of them provides something different for your empire. Click on them and pick them up to see what they do. You may want to split your party to pick them up in a few number of turns. To split out your party you must use the movement switches on the party options menu window. Simply click on the switch for every unit you do not wish to move from that spot. We have a stone mechanic from first game. Remember to move off of boards. Simply click the switch for the board to move the rest of the units onto land. If you right click on the switch, all other units will have the switch darkened. Oh, the right click button. Actually no, I may check in the first game if I have a right click switch. This allows you to quickly separate one unit from a party. If you again right click on the same unit switch, you will grow darkened while every other unit switch will be brightened. Play around with the movement switches a bit until you're comfortable using them. They're a big part of Age of Wonders 2. When you're done, follow the road and move to a magic vault which holds another spell for you. My voice. Yeah, that's convenient. That's definitely cool. Actually, each subsequent right click button just switches modes this way. Like either you exclude the unit or include it. Funny. Yeah, you pick this. You can complete one of the phone production test Firecaster. Increase the main radius and round tower with fire hexes. Don't need it. Don't need anything actually because I'm not using city anymore in this map. Mine. Structures like mines provide a fixed amount of income each turn. Some structures provide more income to visits aligned to a certain element sphere. Mine double income to earth visits, windmill double income to air visits, watermill double income for water visits, furnace double income for fire visits. Oh, well, I didn't remember. Interesting, does it actually work in the previous game? The resource dump. pick them up to see what we do. Research points, casting points, research points, why not? Actually, what I'm doing? Playing research conqueror, 11 turns left. Shouldn't even care anymore. Artifacts. Actually, yeah, now I noticed one thing. The text is centered for some freaking reason. Never center text. Never. Only if you're doing tables. And then rare cases. Gosh. Unlike regular units, wizards and heroes alike can use powerful magic items. Items will grant new abilities and stat bonuses to your wizards or heroes. Oh and yeah, you can center headlights with centering. Yeah. If your wizard or hero is either defeated, he will drop all of his items on the ground for anyone want to take. Whenever you click on the wizard or hero in the party, it will bring up an additional column to the left showing which items they are currently carrying. You can view the items lying on the ground by simply hitting the ground button. The teleport button will highlight when you have selected an item and a list of your wizard plus heroes will appear. Hit the teleport button and click on the portrait of the wizard or hero you want the item to go to. Whenever one of your units comes across a magical item, you can teleport it back to your wizard or a hero if you have sufficient mana for the teleportation. To bring up the items window when there is not hero or wizard in your party, simply double click on next on the hex the item occupies. Does the third game have mana requirements for teleportation? I remember. Each wizards and heroes can only use a certain number of items of each kind. For instance, your hero can't wear 2 helmets. You can teleport extra items around between heroes by accessing the inventory and using the teleport button. This tutorial packs a lot of text. Alright, Magic Sword. Magic Sword, attack +1, Magic Strike. Ba-bam! Let's go capture the mill. So that gives income for air wizards. Which wizards am I actually? I'm Cosmic Wizard, yeah, sure. Actually, why is my domain so large? Turn Undead Vote. Across the hill created a town of undead. You must attack this town and use magic and skills to defeat the enemies within. First, let's capture the structure that is blocking the mountain pass, a magic relay. The magic relay expands your domain beyond the range of your wizard tower, but for the relay to work your wizard needs to be in the tower. From the relay we can now attack the undead town. The undead are a particularly nasty race. The Turn Undead spell may be fused against them that can panic their decayed minds. This town has been fortified with a wall which will make winning the battle more difficult. In order to reach the enemies within the walls, you must first breach them. The easiest place to do this is at the gates, which any melee unit can attack. Some units are capable of damaging any walls or bypassing them entirely. Once you have gained access to the city itself, use your spells and your unit's special abilities to rid all the streets of the evil undead. Yeah, you can now actually destroy the walls. I mean, gates with any unit. You couldn't do anything wrong better in ramps or anything else in the previous game. They can damage walls. And I had to have special units for that. So Turn Undead is what? battle spell. Sure. Yeah, in previous game where everything was flat. This game was quite heavy in many dimensions. There are a lot of textures that just show your heels. Some ups and downs there, if you can name it so. Also, city walls are quite close. In previous game, everything was flat. You know, like in the third game, I think first and third game are quite similar in how everything is flat, probably. I didn't notice that in the third game. Okay, air units do not care about walls. Water units do. I think we have some kind of wall crushing, but also going to damage city walls with mini strikes. Well, they're very slow. I can't destroy gates if I can bypass them, I guess. So unit is not useful in helping others to bypass the walls. Do I even possess strength to fight these guys? Everything missed. Cool. I love the earth elemental to do things. Yay! And he prevails. Now here's having lightning strike. Vessels lightning damage upon Venus attacks. We can stun enemies. Attempts to harm and panic when that enemy target, like you. Yeah, it's panked. Gosh. Go. Oh, we're panicking only for one turn. Well, I guess I'm stuck here. No one told me anything about Hero's death, so I'll see what happens. Oh, that is a mistake. I remember, do we resurrect like once or all the time? Resurgence. doesn't tell anything about Resurgence. Well done! Now Razor fell on the town. There is a town first selected and enter the production options. Select the miscellaneous tab in the left column and then double click the Razor option. Raising town gives the citizens their race and can impact your relations to other wizards and even greater powers. So like your raising thing here doesn't affect your reputation, not reputation, alignment I guess. It affects your stance with other races. Yeah, it was the same in the third game. I think I actually can change the alignment here too. Maybe. In this case the population will attack you, but I have some units that can help you out. We'll move to the House of Hidden to finish your initiation, finally. So yeah, the hero dies, like, irreversibly. And she made a level. I can't choose, because she's dead. The only information that gives me some kind of knowledge that she's dead and can't do anything, her hit points. Which is 0. Do you wish to command this battle? Yes. Oh. So we actually made a script by which enemies go and attack and do stuff. I mean, allies. Everything happened too fast. I guess I can't use any spells here. I can. That was the interesting move. I can't discard this message even. It just sits there, I can't upgrade here, I can't do anything. Oh wait, there's a fireworks. Neat. Hey, visit heals all units in the party. Yeah, this game have some scripts, I guess. Day 13.
Well done, Merlin. You are ready to gather your people and make them great again. Remember the lessons you have learned here in Evermore. Treat all people in power with fairness. Be patient and you shall prevail. Find my renegade wizards, face them, calm their fury, bring them back to me. When you are tested sufficiently in a sphere of magic, return to me and I will help you pass to the next sphere. Now go. The world awaits the hero you must become.
Like such a great lesson for a human being. Being fair to everyone, calm their fury. Alright.
Fire. Initiation
That's it.
phase.
However, that is all for today. Yay, tutorial level's done. So I don't know, maybe next will be Shadow Magic. Thank you for watching and see ya. Bye.